everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be doing a Bengali sweet dessert dish that turns out really good. This is one of the desserts that I can eat and not feel guilty about because it's not that bad on your waist. Doesn't have butter or ghee or all that stuff in it. So this is going to be made from, we're making our own chana or paneer at home, and I'll show you how to do that. So let me show you what these desserts are going to look like. And basically this is what they're going to look like. They taste really good. So this and a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, yum. So here I have about 4 cups of milk that I boiled, and I turned it off because I just don't want the video to be very long. And if I was making paneer that I was going to use in like koftas or curries or something, then I'll do that video separately because that's done a little differently than this one. Now, this came to a boil. I want it to cool down just a little bit. By the time we discuss the ingredients and stuff, it'll be ready. If I were to put the vinegar and the water mixture in this right away, what's going to happen is the kernels of the paneer, which is like cottage cheese, will get really, it's gonna be more hard, and I want this to be really nice and soft. So it's really opposite of what when we make paneer to be used in like curries and stuff, that consistency is different than this consistency. So I'm just gonna let this cool down just a little bit before we add the 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1 tablespoon of water in it. So let's come back here, and I'm just gonna show you this. This sweet or mithaii does not take a lot of ingredients, so that is wonderful. And it's a very quick dessert. In that, we were going to be adding a couple drops of rose essence. We're going to be adding some pistachios in there, and I can't tell you, how much. You just add as much as you feel like you want in there. We're also going to be using a tablespoon of crushed cardamom, and then here I have some saffron strands that I will be adding some milk in here, just a little bit. And when you add the hot milk in here, what happens is it really infuses the color of the saffron. It just smells so wonderful. So we're gonna keep that aside, okay? And then here I have about a cup of powdered sugar that we're not even gonna come close to using. I just have a cup here, but then we're gonna be adding it slowly until it reaches our desired taste. Now, if you look at the Sandesh here, I have one that I've made with the kesar or the saffron, and I have one that's made without the saffron. So it's really up to you how you or what kind you want to use. Can you use store-bought paneer? I'm sure you can. I just like making my own paneer at home. But if you want to, you can try it. I've never ever done it, so I really don't know. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this back on the stove, and it has cooled down just a little bit, and I'm gonna turn the stove back on, okay? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add the vinegar and water mixture to the milk mixture, and you will see that the milk is going to start separating just in the consistency of cottage cheese. I don't know if you can see it yet, but it has already started, see? So you can see a little bit right there. And we're just gonna keep on stirring this in one motion, slowly, and the more we stir, the more the milk is going to separate. And it will separate to the point where you'll be able to see there'll be quite a bit of difference. You'll see the milk kernels will completely be clumped together, and then the water will be separate. And the milk that I used here is the whole milk, and to me, I prefer whole milk just because I think the paneer turns out better. But if you want to try it, I've really never tried it with 2% milk or skim, but you can always try it and let me know how that goes. So I just wanted to keep the video going so you can see the transformation. of the paneer. If you can see, it's getting, you know, it's getting thicker and thicker, and it really looks a lot like cottage cheese kernels. So if you see now, do you see how, you know, it's separating to the point where there's a lot more water and a lot more of this cottage cheese type of thing. So, okay, it's almost there. Just going to increase the heat just a little bit more. And you can use lime juice too, or lemon juice. I don't know, I guess I've always used vinegar, just because I know whenever you add vinegar in milk, it's just going to start separating. So if you want to use the lemon juice or lime juice, you can go ahead and do that too. Okay, so I think this looks really, really good. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and drain this on a cheesecloth. Okay, I have this draining on a cheesecloth. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it with cold water. That way it's going to get rid of all that vinegar taste. You can see the kernels. Okay, looks fantastic. And I have a strainer on the bottom. And these cheesecloths you can get anywhere. I got mine at Walmart, so you just want to squeeze that to make sure that you're going to get rid of all the excess water. So now you see that the paneer looks really, really good, but you can still see that it's got more of kernel texture. And what you want to do is we want to knead this so that it has more of a smooth texture. Once we knead it, and you want to use the palm, once we knead this, it's going to be really nice and smooth. We're going to go ahead and add a couple ingredients, and then we're also going to be cooking this just a little bit, and then we'll roll it. So I'm going to do this for about 2-3 minutes. We'll come back and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I've been kneading this dough, and I don't know but if you can tell the difference, but do you see that there's no kernels anymore? It's just really nice and smooth. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my rose essence before I forget, because in my Gujarati video, I completely forgot to add the essence in there. Just a couple of drops will do. I just love the smell of rose essence in mithais or sweet desserts. It just smells so good. Okay, at this point, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of pistachios. I don't want to add too much because I want the color to be more white. Then we're going to add our crushed cardamom. Okay, mix this all together. So the color will make a difference. If you add more pistachios in it, then the color is going to be more off-white. Well, if you see, the color here is more white. So I'm just giving you a couple different ideas. It depends on what you want. The Sandesh itself is supposed to be more on the white color. So, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this mixture to the stove, and I used the same stove for my same pan for my Gujarati video, so it's not dirty. So what we want to do is See how the mixture is really wet right now? We just want it where it's gonna leave the sides of the pan. So I'm gonna go quickly wash my hands. And we're gonna cook this mixture. So see how it's still sticking to the pan? And we'll bring it to the consistency. We'll just not stick to the pan anymore. So you want to keep on cooking this until you see, it's gonna, make a ball. Like it's gonna start forming a ball, just like that. So I guess I'll do it for another like 2 minutes, just to make sure that all my extra liquid in there is evaporated. And it's a little thick for me to make the rounds. So, and you don't want to leave this at all. You want to be stirring this continuously. Otherwise, it's going to scorch on the bottom. But it's just, see how it's just coming together and it's making a ball on its own? That's exactly where I want the consistency to be. See, it won't even let me. It just wants to form into a ball on its own. Okay, see, so this is perfect. So at this time, what I'm going to do is transfer it on my plate and then let it cool down just a little bit. It's going to be a little warm, but at this point I'm going to go ahead and add powdered sugar in there, and we'll keep on adding a little bit at a time until the mixture is just perfect to how you like it. If you don't like it too sweet like me, then you can stop. Otherwise, if you like it to be more like traditional Bengali, then you can add a little bit more sugar in there. Okay, so at this point, we need a little bit more sugar in there. Okay, and I'm just gonna wait about 2 minutes. I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna wait 2 minutes so it's really nice and warm, so I can start making the rounds. So we'll give it 2 minutes. We'll come back after 2 minutes and I'll show you how I've made the rounds. So we're just gonna go ahead and start, rolling these, and I rolled a couple of them, and you can see that it's rolling really, really well. And you'll have to wash your hands a couple times in between, otherwise it won't come out as smooth. And you just want to, put your finger in there, and that should be good. And then we're gonna stuff that with pistachios. Now with the rest of the filling, I'm gonna go ahead and add my saffron mixture in here, and that's completely optional. If you don't want to use the saffron at all, that's completely fine, or you can use the saffron just to put on the top. So I'm just gonna give this a good mix, just like that. And the mixture is still lukewarm, but it's very, very okay to handle. Okay, just like that. And you can see it's not very much sticking in my hands, and that's where the consistency should be. Okay, so now we just take a little piece just like that, and again just keep on rolling it, and you have a really smooth, no crack dough. Okay, just make one more and then I'll fill it up with. Okay. Just like that. And we're just going to take some pistachios. Add that on top, just like that. And we're good to go. And I'll make a little bit for myself to give it a taste test. So, and it's a very, it's very different dessert, but it's something that I can get used to. And I absolutely love it. I think this is one kind of dessert that makes all that cardamom come through and the rose water or the rose essence came through. So it's amazing. Please give this a try. Leave me a couple comments on the comment section. The recipe should be under the description box, and it should also have popped up on the beginning of the screen. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope I can see you here next time with another great recipe. See you then, friends.